Hello, beautiful people. How you doing this evening? How's everything going? Oops, excuse me. Want to welcome you back to Noxious Masculinity, where we wage war against the battle of the sexes uh, by way of communication, and hopefully with this communication we can learn to, come together in these things that we deal with in life, being of opposite sex, whether man or woman. Here we're trying to destroy the term toxic masculinity by teaching men how to be true masculine, and the the only way to be able to do that is you have to be willing to make yourself a better man or woman, and this is definitely a place for men to grow, but also a place for women as well. If you want to learn more about men and true masculinity, you can definitely tune in. And also, you would be able to share this with the men that are in your life, be it a lover, a father, a brother, or, whatever man is in your life. This could be a great learning tip for them throughout the sessions that we share. So, what we would like to do first is recap the last session that we had. And pardon me, I have a cat. His name is Geo, so he's trying to get into. He doesn't like shut doors. But a recap of the last session was basically, in order to be able to kill whatever toxicity that you have within yourself and being a masculine man, first you need to be able to work on yourself. And after being able to work on yourself, then you can work on your relationship. And these relationships can be any type of relationship that you have, whether with your lady or your family or your friends, co-workers, whomever it is that you deal with. And with the end of what we talked about in the last session was being able to live life as though life is never a completed task. The things that you do in life are never over, and stop hoping for it. And that's with every aspect of your life. You should always be in a place where you understand that life is never complete and life is never over. And the only way to be able to work on yourself and your relationships and understand these things with communication, understanding, and then ultimately love. And so these are the things that your new foundation of your new masculinity are built upon. Being able to understand life is never complete. So with this new session that we're going to be having is we're understanding that after realizing life is never complete, where do you go from there? Well, next you need to be able to live life with love in your heart, even when things are painful, even when things go wrong. It's easy for men to, I would say, shut down in times where you feel as though things are not going right, or uh, the plans that you had are not turning out. And so the easy thing to do, and then actually the non-masculine thing to do, is to shut down during these times. And an example of this would be, let's say you're playing basketball and you're taking a lot of shots, and none of these shots are going in. You're missing every shot. And an easy thing to do is to shut down and say, you know what, I'm just not going to shoot it. All of the shots that I seem to be taking are not going in. And so that's it. I'm not going to shoot anymore. And all I'm going to do is pass the ball. And in these times of shutting down, you kind of steal from the team, and the team could be whomever the team is, your family, your loved ones, your relationships. It's easy to want to, kind of give up during these times, because as a man, you're used to wanting to make things go right and things to work out. And so a lot of times what you'll do is you'll go into your cave, and your cave is definitely a healthy place. Your cave could be anything that you choose to do. I mean, some people, just sit alone at home in their room, and that's their cave. Some people, play video games, or they read a book, or, whatever it is that your cave is to get away from things in life is a healthy thing, because it's like watching game tape. And so you're able to reflect on things and try to move these things into a better place, and you see, okay, well, I messed up here and maybe I can do better here. So going into your cave is definitely a healthy thing, and don't let people tell you that that's a bad thing. But when going into your cave is an unhealthy thing, is when you shut down and you become trapped in your cave. And you'll see a lot of men in life who live with this kind of heartache on their aura, their spirit, where they are, unable to hope for good things because of so many things that have gone wrong in their life. But to be trapped in your cave is to not be a free man. And to be a true masculine, you are always free in everything that you do, even in, solitary, even when you are, let's say, maybe things have gone wrong and you're in jail. A true masculine, even though the body may be confined to things, the mind is always free. And the only way to be free, excuse me, be right. Sorry about that, family. Gio is definitely one who's not camera shy. But like I was saying, you know, going into your cave is a good thing, but it definitely can be a bad thing if you stay there. And the reason being is because a true masculine, right, is able to be free in his emotions and free in his actions, even when he's experiencing the unideal. And a lot of times in the world, you see a lot of men who react in ways from hurt, like wounded animals, and they tend to want to inflict pain on other people around them that are not, experiencing what it is that they're going through, and they kind of stay stuck into their cave. And so you have to learn to be able to embrace pain and understand that life is organic, kind of like my cat needing his attention right now. But you have to be able to understand that life is organic, and things in life don't always go as planned. And because of this, and because of you being able to understand this, that life is organic and unforeseeable things happen in life, to walk and live with that is to be able to be in your true power and your true masculine, of understanding that things do go wrong, but it is still up to me to be able to, as a true masculine, to give my gift and give my love. So in being able to embrace that, you understand that a true masculine is able to live, excuse me, with a wounded heart and not a closed heart. It's okay to experience things that go wrong, and these things that go wrong in life help push you forward and propel you forward to understand yourself better and understand life better. And so you have to, almost in a weird way, look forward to pain and look forward to things not going as planned. And if you are operating in this, then when things do go wrong, you're still able to give your gift of love, whatever that gift may be, to the world continuously, no matter what it is. And you might say to yourself, well, how do I go about this during these times? You know, what is it that I can do to remind myself to keep this, in the front of my mind when I'm living life and I'm going through things? And a very, simple task, but also, requires practice is being able to focus on your body language. Um, I'm not sure if you've heard before, but the mind kind of follows what you kind of tell it to do. So let's say you're having a bad day, but you come into a room with a smile on your face. You may be going through some heartache. You may be going through some terrible things at that time, but the ability to be able to smile kind of placebo affects the mind to believe that it's actually experiencing something good. And you almost forget about the pain that you're going through in this body language. So, the body language that you want to be able to project is one that isn't closed. Stand upright, keep your chest, out. I would say in a way where your shoulders are back. You're not tense, but you're not too relaxed as well. A lot of times men who are hurt, you can see it in their body language. Just know that if people can see it in your body language, then they know when you're going through something. And us being spiritual beings, we can feel energy. And so as a man, you want to always be able to project your power with your body language. And then as well as your body language, you want to be able to focus on your breathing. Breathing is a very mundane task that we do that we forget of how important it is. In the midst of, like, the example that I use of missing shots, in the midst of missing all of these shots, if you're able to take your time, breathe, relax, fill out the situation, your mind will then be able to do what it is made to do, which is compute out what is going on, fill out the situation, and understand where it is that you can be effective and use and give your gift. And so taking the time to exhale, breathe, and fill out the situation, this will then help your body language project a more healthier energy, which then in return makes your mind feel like everything is okay. And when your mind and everything feels like it's okay, then you're able to be conscious of your responsibility, not only to yourself, not only to your loved ones, family, but to the world. And you do, as a true masculine, have a responsibility to the world, whether you agree with it or not. You are responsible for the world that is around you, and it is up to you to operate in your true masculinity by always being conscious. And like we said in the last section, giving your gift no matter what, is your way of operating in your true masculinity. But at the same time, if you aren't able to do that, then you're wasting your time here on earth. And as well, you are keeping yourself and your mind fogged up and unable to see and compute out what it is that you need to do to execute in life to continuously give your gift. As long as you're giving your gift, then your heart will always be open and ready to receive good things. And in the midst of the bad thing, you'll be able to be strong. And how do you do this? How do you practice this? You practice this with your woman, practice this with your family. Uh, as an example, let's say you're in, I have a lot of friends who are in marriages, and let's say you and your spouse aren't getting along, and you're in, quote unquote, the doghouse, and she wants you to sleep on the couch. You know, in a way where deep inside you would feel, I pay for everything. I do this. I shouldn't have to sleep on the couch. But to understand that, you're in a situation and you and your spouse aren't seeing eye to eye, but being able to live with the pain of not being able to be exactly what it is that your counterpart was looking for, to be able to keep that love in your heart in the midst of the pain, you're able to say to yourself, well, fine, I will do this. And, you're able to kind of turn the leaf instead of resisting. How would you be able to do this with your dream? I make music, and sometimes, I get to a situation where I don't know what I want to say. And to understand that, it's my job, no matter what's going on in my life, to be able to give my gift, gives me clarity in those moments when I'm unable to, say what it is that I want to say when I'm writing it poetically. And to embrace the pain actually gives me an opportunity to share my gift in the midst of the pain. And you can do this with whatever you do. You don't have to be an artist in order to do that. So let's say you got a job, and let's say you got a deadline of when you were supposed to, meet a project time frame, and you were unable to do that, and your boss or the people that are above you let you know that you failed at this. It's easy for you to want to go home and bring that energy back home. And a true masculine understands that, your job, your gift, and your dreams all kind of coincide with each other. But at the same time, you need to be able to separate these things. And so, yes, you may be dealing with pain from not being able to reach the ideal that you had for yourself. But to understand that, in the midst of this pain, I still have a duty to do at home. And I still have a duty to give to my coworkers and to the world. You're able to find clarity and execute the next time around. And so understanding that, always being able to live with love in your heart, even when it's painful, is how you operate in your true masculinity, no matter what the situation. And this is definitely something that doesn't come with ease, especially being in the world that we are in today, where you don't have a lot of, good men to look up to. How you get past that is with practice, just like anything in life. Repetition is what allows you to be able, create, memory in yourself of how to do things when things come about. And so, a goal that I would have for you is to try not to react when you're let down. Let's say you're playing a video game and things don't go your way in the video game, and so your natural, response to that is to shut down or be mad and get into your emotions, which can sometimes be a healthy thing. But for this, it is not a healthy thing. So your goal is for at least 3 days, try playing that game or whatever it is that you choose to do without complaint. Try to take in whatever has happened and take it with your chin held high and with your heart open to, receive this, spiritual, I guess, spanking, you could say. And if you're able to do that for 3 days, this will help you grow. And so that should be a goal for you. And then the times that you aren't able to do that, I highly suggest getting a journal and writing down in that journal the times that you weren't able to control yourself and have power over yourself and your emotions, and write down the whys of what it is that truly made you go into shutdown or want to go back into your security and your safety of your cave. And hopefully, as time passes and you're able to reflect and look back on these things, you'll be able to understand that there wasn't anything that really truly pushed you to that point except for your conscious and not being conscious of yourself. So your goal is to be conscious of and do it for at least a day. That's something that you can do. And we had a question of the day for the last session, and the question was, should men nowadays pay for the first date? I personally have my own opinion about that, but some of the comments were from men and women that, men feel like, hey, I don't mind paying for the first date. And I don't mind doing these things as long as they're not assumed that they should be done. And women, on the other hand, were feeling like, they think that if it's something that you want and it's worth it, then your money shouldn't be that much of a value. And that's where, I would say that's depending on the person of what it is that you feel. Personally, I think that we have to be able to find middle ground when it comes to wanting to build a relationship and put a relationship together. And so pretty much that ends, the session for today. A recap of the session is basically to learn to live with pain and keep love in your heart in the midst of it, because you have a responsibility to give your gift constantly, and this is how you operate in your true masculinity. And embrace pain, embrace the days when things don't go right, even when they hurt, and allow these to be times when you can make yourself better and prove to yourself that you're strong enough to continuously give your love and your gift and your light in the midst of these things. And a true masculine is always free in his emotions and his actions whenever experiencing the unideal. Also, a true masculine should never live with a wounded heart. My apologies. A true masculine should live with a wounded heart, but never a closed heart. It's okay to have pain and go through things, but never close your heart off to the world around. So that pretty much ends the session for today. And so I like to end every session question of the day, and hopefully if you enjoyed this, you'll answer and give your feedback. We would love to hear your feedback, because as much as this is my gift to the world, this is our gift to the world. So I want to understand and feel the pulse of what people think. So I've had plenty of conversations with people, and I usually turn these conversations into the session. So the question of the day for today, after conversations that I've had, is, should men look at and or compliment other women? And once again, I have my own personal opinion, but I would love to hear your feedback on what you think about that. Make sure you put it in the comment section, and I will definitely reply and try to communicate with all of you who leave a comment. The book of the day is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. A really, really good book. And I think that book coincides with the session to help you understand and build habits of constantly being aware that you have a gift to give no matter the situation. And as long as you are operating, then you will be executing your true masculinity. And it'll help us put an end to the toxic masculinity world. And to end the session, we will always end the session with self affirmation. I highly suggest that you create your own self affirmations. And until you make your own, we have our own here. And so we started off with I am. And don't be afraid to say it along with me. You have to say it in your head, that's fine. But give yourself the self affirmation. I am. Before you are anything, you are. I am. So I am. Therefore, I am happy. Therefore, I am loving. Therefore, I am honest. Therefore, I am dedicated. Therefore, I am positive. Therefore, I am powerful. Therefore, I am wise. Therefore, I am understanding. Therefore, I am purposeful. Therefore, I will forgive myself that I come short of my ideals one day at a time. We'd like to thank you all for joining. Thank you for excusing my cat Geo for wanting to make his cameo, and we're looking forward to doing this again in continuous fashion of giving you the tools that it takes to be a true man as we wage war, the battle of the sexes. So let the church say, "Ah, lady, God is good. Stay suave, stay safe. See you on the next one."